Well, welcome back. Hopefully you had a good, relaxing spring break. If you've looked at the schedule, you'll see that we've got our CDR presentations, our comprehensive design review presentations, exactly 1 week from today. So I want to give you a little bit of information about that. There's a rubric on the website, and so if you go into Canvas and look at the rubric, you'll see there. The rubric is very similar to what we've had before. I'll point out a couple things, primarily what's different. Again, we've got title, background, requirements, constraints, specifications. Most people have heard this before, so you can go very quickly here. Don't go up and put the same bullet and item of requirements and then read them all off again. Just you can move through that really quickly in the essence of time, but I wouldn't completely get rid of that. Maybe just point out the couple important ones. What you want to spend the bulk of your time in these presentations, again, aim for something around 12 minutes or so we can have time for questions and moving between, is your comprehensive design description. So in contrast to before, you should have at this point in the class essentially your final design. I mean, there's going to be some tweaking going on, but there shouldn't be gaps in we don't know what we're going to put here or how we're going to do this. So I would expect at this point you've got a comprehensive design. So go ahead and describe what that is. Point out where pertinent, how it's going to meet the requirements. Maybe things that you're not quite able to meet, right? We're trying to get this under 10 pounds, and right now it's at 12 pounds. That's okay, because that's a little bit of tweaking. So you're kind of mentioning those constraints and those goals. So you might want to refer to previous iterations if it's pertinent. We tried this. We were doing it here with 5 of these because when we tried it with 3, it didn't work, that kind of idea. But you don't need to go through your entire design process if it isn't really pertinent or helpful in understanding what your comprehensive design is, what your more or less final design is. And so that should be, there's 2 big bulks of the presentation, describing that. And then this might be sort of intertwined with it or not, is the analysis that you've done. Hopefully you've done some type of analysis. You obviously did some analysis to come up with your design. You might be doing some more testing. A lot of you are going to be spending the next several weeks kind of testing and tweaking, right? Do we want to make this a little larger, a little smaller? Do we need to do this a little bit that way? That's totally makes sense. But describing the analysis you've done, and then kind of maybe iterating what you need to do. And that moves into this last little part here, which is the path forward. What do you have left? So from the day you're giving this presentation, the final design, final presentation is in 4 weeks, so in 28 days. So what do you have left to do? What are you planning on doing in that time frame? And so you want to go ahead and give a timeline of what that's going to be. It should be a reasonable timeline, and should be also comprehensive. And that is then, you've got your project done at that. So that's the path forward. Again, a few points for style engagement, and similar to the PDR presentations, half of your points for this is that you guys are on schedule, you're doing a good job, that kind of idea. So this is a little more subjective grade, just like I did before, to make sure. So it isn't just on the quality of your presentation, but how well you're doing in the design class as a whole. So, and again, I will be giving you comments on all of this when you're done with your presentation. Similar to before, aim for 12 minutes so that we can get through all 8 groups in a reasonable amount of time. We want to be able to have some time for some questions. People may say, hey, with your design, have you kind of thought about this? And there might be something that you need to have. So I would encourage any presentations or any questions that you have. My plan right now, unless I come up with a better reason, is again we'll just go in random order. If you have a reason why your group needs to go earlier or later or something like that, go ahead and let me know. I can definitely make that acceptable or make those accommodations. I know of at least one group that needs to go a little bit later, but let me know if your group has any of that. I'm going to be looking, hopefully, trying to connect with as many groups, if not all groups, on Monday. So please let me know where you're on Monday, particularly if you have some questions about stuff you want. And whatever the easiest mode is, Slack's usually easiest for me, but if for some reason that isn't working for your group, and please let me know where you're going to be on Monday afternoon during the class time, and I'll be walking around and trying to hook up with everyone and just making sure everything's going on and answering any last questions that you have. If you do have general questions, feel free to go ahead and put them in the discussion on Canvas so that everyone can see it. Okay, well, I will end it with there. Good luck in the next week before the CDR presentations. As always, let me know if there's anything that you need from me that I can help with. I will see you all hopefully today.